Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. This time we are with DoubleDubble, who is going to be running some Lost Kingdoms. So, DoubleDubble, whenever you're ready, give us that 3, 2, 1 countdown, and best of luck on the run.
Alright. Thank you, Sam Xavier, for the introduction. Indeed, my name is DoubleDubble, and what you've got on your screen right now, as it cuts in very appropriately, is Lost Kingdoms. This is an action RPG released in 2002 for the GameCube by none other than From Software Inc., a developer more well known for Dark Souls, Demon Souls, Bloodborne. You recognize the name, that's probably where. Alright, so I'm going to jump into new game here, because the time doesn't start yet. Don't worry. And we get to name our character here. And since this is not part of the run yet, I can do whatever I want here, so we're going to pick a very appropriate name here. I can't put the 86 in, because the character limit is 8. But you know, this is good enough. Princess Strider. Alright, so when I hit yes here, there's gonna be a blurb that tells you the pre-history of the game. Then there's gonna be a loading screen, and then the first pre-rendered cutscene. When I press start to skip that cutscene, I gain control, and that's when time starts. So this is the blurb, which is as simple as: one day there was black fog, now there's monsters trying to kill everyone. And we play as Katya, or Princess Strider in this case. And our father, the king, King Theobane, is gonna try to basically fight the monsters himself and save the kingdom. And he leaves us in the castle and tells us if things go south in the castle, get the runestone and get out. Spoilers, things are gonna go south, so we're gonna get the runestone and get out. Yeah, here's the first loading screen. Let me pull up my own timer as well. Alright, so let's get this run going in 3, 2, 1, go! Yeah, this is how we move. We can zoom the camera out and in. We can zoom it even further in. We can turn the camera one of 4 ways. I'm wasting time by doing this, but it's fine. Okay, so this is an action RPG, so we're gonna get into our first fight here. At the bottom right, you can see the face buttons I have, and I have terrible cards to start with. But it's fine, I fixed it. And then I click the end of battle screen away. So a thing you can do in this game is press B to skip an entire string of dialogue boxes with one button. You select card rewards at the end, and then you go back out to the world map. So that was Alanje Castle. We've escaped, and now we're heading straight into Plains of Rawal, which is the tutorial stage where the game is actually going to teach you to play the game. And I just missed a frame-perfect trick. So you saw me get stopped a little bit when that text box appeared. Okay, as I run away. So this is a tutorial, but they let you run away from the fights. Kind of weird, but it works out. Makes us speedrunners go fast now. With this fight, I'm just gonna escape here. But yeah, about the frame perfect trick. So if you skip that text box frame perfectly, you keep running and you like don't get stopped for that short amount of time. We call it Gerd skip because this lovely lady that's following us around teaching us how to be a video game. That is Gerd. Okay, we're gonna go here. Now note where that fight area ends. It's like right around here is the edge. Around this wall. And yeah. We just splooped right through. And that's Lost Kingdom speedrunning. Now you know it's a speedrun. So get into the boss area and then press start to skip the cutscene. Now we're at the boss. Alright, so there's a couple cards I'm discarding. And I'm gonna hold this card out to get iframes to dodge all those exploding things that came at me. Unfortunately, there's a lot of things happening which kind of lags the game. Ow, I got hit and poisoned. That's not good. Also, the game is really lagging. This is not great. Oh, man. Ooh, this is some delicious lag going on right now. Ow. Alright, cool. That was all planned. I end on 69 health. Alright, pick my cards again. Alright, so now we go into the apothecary. Now pharmacy, apothecary. And yeah, this is Gert's place, basically. Get through the dialogue. And now we're gonna do some shopping. So I got the Sand Golem card as an end of stage reward, which is really nice because it's worth a lot of money. Sell the fairy card in very unoptimal way, because I sold all three of them separately. And that gets us 980 gold. And with that we're going to buy 14 copies of the same card, because it costs 420 gold in total. Alright, now very important, don't forget to put these in your deck. And then we're going to head into the next stage, but soon. This is the first stage where we're going to be properly dealing with random encounters. So as I've mentioned through this stage, yeah, I'm going to talk about a bit more about the combat system in this game. Yeah, you have, yeah, as I mentioned before, on the bottom right of the screen, you can see the 4 face buttons of the GameCube with the card attached to each of them. You press that button to use the card. However, if I hold R while selecting a card, I shuffle it away, which means I get rid of it for the fight, but then keep it for the stage. Cards I use are gone for the rest of the stage. You have a deck, and yeah, you get 1 copy of the card. Each card you put in your deck to use throughout the stage. Now, this is an unfortunate random encounter. I did that too fast. Okay, so light up these statues and that opens the door. Yeah, shuffling them away gets rid of them for the fight, but not for the stage. Okay, skip that cutscene. Puts me here. And now we get into the boss fight. Now, this is why you'll see why I bought 14 of this card. I stand here in a specific spot. Alright, a little bit of improvisation with the Dragon Knight at the end. But that's the idea of it. It's just you spam Flying Rays at him. The Flying Rays are a really nice card for the speedrun. Because they have 15 attack and have a property called Pierce Defense, which means they ignore defense entirely. What that means is they will always do 15 flat damage. However, you can notice like card designs and symbols on in the fight, right? Oh, I need to stand here to get this scripted encounter. So there's 2 types of, so there's 2 variables to encounters. There's whether they are scripted or random, and whether you can escape from them, yes or no. This is a scripted encounter, but it's not one that you cannot, but you can escape from it. But yeah. The card design has a colored border around it, and the colored border shows what the element is of the card. And the Flying Ray has a blue border, which means it's a water elemental card. The boss was fire element, so because of elemental advantage, the flying ray will do 50% extra damage for 22. Alright, so here we have a puzzle at the end. No randomness here, fortunately. Otherwise this would be extremely garbage to go through the speedrun. Yeah, we've made it to the Necromancer fight. Alright, so he goes to this skeleton, so I'm going to stand here in this position and just... Nice, that was an extremely good fight. You only need to beat the Necromancer there, you don't have to beat the skeletons. It's just when you toss out cards, it tends to... you tend to, like, destroy the skeletons anyway. Now I'm gonna do a very confusing thing and exit out of the stage. Only for me to go back in immediately. That seems very weird and pointless, but trust me, it's fast. I'm not gonna explain to you why it's fast, because why would you explain things in a marathon run? Now, so this game has a mechanic where if you fail a stage, the game puts the stage in easy mode when you go back in. And exiting the stage voluntarily, doing that abort in the menu that I just did, has the same effect. That also puts the stage in easy mode. I'm just like walking and spacing my flying rays out to deal with this Dragonoid over here. Yeah, we do an abort here, and what easy mode does is it removes a couple, it removes certain scripted and random encounters. So, and because most of the time you're doing in aborting is spent in loading screens. It means that... There we go. Yeah, it means that you don't lose too much time from doing it as this game times out the loads. Right, so that was a scripted encounter, but I can run away from it. And the way you know that that is scripted is because you cannot normally get 2 random encounters that fast. When you get out of a random encounter, there's a bit of a cooldown to it. There's a bit of a cooldown to it before you can get another random encounter, but scripted encounters override that. Also, you may have noticed me walking very specific ways throughout the stage, because as I will lampshade here, you walk kind of slow through the water, so we just try to not walk through the water as much as possible. Okay, here's the flare spawn. It has 18 health. I mentioned that the flying ray does 15 damage. I'm gonna kill you first. Break this. Oh, no, no, no. There we go. Yeah, I break this box. There's breakable objects in fights. And... yeah, you need cards to break objects in battle. So that's why I had to do that before the fight ended. Because that chest contains the running bird guard. I don't specifically need it for the strats that I'm doing here. But it's a backup. I'm picking it up as a backup for marathon safety. Alright, so now I want to draw attention to the cards in the bottom right once again. Right, there we go. Yeah, so you may have noticed these little icons on it, like the sword and the crystal. So the sword is the type that the card is, along with its element. cutscene. And the sword means it's a weapon card, which means it's just a simple attack that comes out quick, which is what we want in the speedrun, because we want to go fast. Yeah, we mainly use weapon type cards in this one. We have... Yeah. Right, final encounter possibility, didn't get it, nice. Encounterless stage here. Like 3 cards. There's a specific card I want, but because we're speedrunning, I click it away anyway, so we'll find out later if we get it or not. But yeah, it's a card I want that's worth a ton of money. Because money is important in this run. Because we need to buy cards. But yeah, the crystal icon that you'll also be seeing here, seeing in this fight coming up. This scripted fight over here. There it is. Yeah, you can see the crystal with the number next to it. That's how many magic stones it costs. You can also see the crystals that drop from enemies when I hit them. You can see the large bar in the top left, that's my health. And then the little circle with the elements. No, I need to talk to this statue. What am I doing? I'm doing not fast things. Yeah, the circle with the elements in it, which is wood. Yeah, from top left, clockwise, it's earth, water, fire, and wood. And that's also the weapon square, so to speak. That's the type matchups. It goes like clockwise, so water beats fire, fire beats wood, wood beats earth, and earth beats water. And then counterclockwise is resistances. So water is resistant to... so yeah, earth takes less damage from water. Water takes less damage from fire, and so on. Oh god, these will-o-wisps are really close. If I touch them, they hurt me and I get knocked down, which is slow. So I don't want that to happen. Also, when you run away from cards, you lose a... when you run away from fights, you lose a card, which is why I buy 14 flying rays. Why I bought 14 flying rays in the beginning, because I don't need 14. But I just buy a nice number. You know, 12 to 15 is more or less the range you want. 12 being the more risky. But yeah, 14 is a nice number. It also has a meme with it costing 420 gold. Alright, now that's this lovely lady. So this is another card type. That's a summon. It has this slow animation with this cutscene and everything, so you don't want it. Now there's a very tiny window where I can stun lock this lady when the iframes wear off and before she is able to do anything. The window's pretty tiny and it's pretty tricky to actually properly stun lock her. That was too early. I'm too close. I'm too far away. That went to the wrong person. Flying rays are infamous for not targeting the thing you want. That's the only problem with it. Because it's really nice that they auto-target enemies, but they tend to auto-target things other than what you're going for. Ow! So, skip away the dialogue. So that was Elena. She's a lovely lady and a very significant run killer. Because that fight can go south in all kinds of ways. If you don't get the stun lock right. Yeah, so I've mentioned summon and weapon cards. There's a third type called Independence, which is what I used in the first fight. And yeah, they're allies that you physically summon onto the map. Alright, so now we're going to head into Bridge of Starven. Now this is one of the more tricky out of bounds clips. I did one in the second stage where I welcomed you to Lost Kingdom speedrunning, but I haven't been doing much glitching and going out of bounds since, right? And you know, this is a speedrun. We try to glitch our way through to go faster. So that's what we're going to be doing here. But first, I need to make a detour for this chest. Because it has a very important card in it, the gold butterfly. You'll find out what it does in due time. It's all part of the setup. for later things. What is this encounter? Okay, this is not nice. I'm actually gonna run back here because there's a butterfly around there. So yeah, that's what the gold butterfly does. It slows down enemies. It does it for my enemies if I use it as a guard, but if it's around an enemy, then it does that to me. So because I walk slow, I just go to like the earlier edge. So I actually need to focus here for a second. Very precise. There we go. Slip through. So yeah, I had to walk, which means you have to hold the stick very precisely. Because you have to hold it at the degree where you're only walking and not running, like I'm doing right now. And then yeah, the spot to slip through is also really thin. What you can do here is pause buffer, which is pause on a frame where you're partly clipped inside and then let go of the stick to prevent yourself from moving out of the spot. And that way we just make it to the end of the stage, get one card as a reward because we skip a lot of things and we're out. I did it on the easier side, by the way. So now we get the hardest skip in the game. I just mash start and hope for the best. Hey! Hardest trick in the game gets. Yes, press start to skip a cutscene at any point. Very much the hardest trick in the game. But yeah. Look, we will never... Look, no matter how many times I will run this game at marathons, I am not stopping memeing about Kendari Castle being just a cutscene that you skip with a press of the start button. Okay. So the game gave me abandoned level prompts because I ran backwards in the stage. That's a way you can actually exit stages. But yeah, we don't do that. We just use that spot to clip out of bounds again. Unfortunately, I got into a fight here. So, you can still freely run around if you get into a fight out of bounds and hit the boundary of the encounter area and, you know, get the escape prompt. Alright, so now we're already at the end. We skipped the entire stage by doing that. Okay. So I want to take care of these Kada pokers first. Pick up a crystal to get my my resources back. You might not think that's really important, because, you know, you can see it on the screen right now. Okay, there we go. Now we need to focus here for this fight. Because if I time my attacks correctly, I can iframe through his attacks. It's a really small window because I'm using a weapon card to do it. See, that time I messed it up. Ow. I have a Dragon Knight on my X button, but I want to try avoid using it until the end, because it gives the enemies long iframes, because it stuns them for a long time. Alright, skip the cutscene, select one card, and we're done. Alright, so we're back to doing more shopping. Luckily, we can do all the shopping and card deck editing with all the mandatory apothecary visits, and we don't have to go out of our way for it, which is nice. So basically sell everything I'm not using. So sell both of these, sell this dude. I did not get the card that I said I was going for because it was worth a lot of money, but I did get a bunch of other cards that are really nice. Sell you, and I got a Siren card here. That's very important. That saves me needing to buy one. Okay, so I want to buy 10 Dragon Knights here. That's for later. This is just the only opportunity you can get them, so we get them now. But we're going to be using those Dragon Knights later on. Alright, so now we head into Burden Field. So, this used to be a lot harder. Because for the longest time I did that pause buffering trick for Bridge of Sarvin that I mentioned. But yeah, I don't do that now anymore. So this used to be harder because this is more or less the same trick, that pause buffering doesn't work. So I didn't have pause buffering as a fallback. Luckily, I came up with a with a different helpful thing. A visual cue. So get around this part of the thing. And now use some really tiny off-colored spaces in the wall to realize where the clip spot is. Right here. And there we go, we're out. If I show that to the Lost Kingdoms community, they will get so jealous because everyone struggles with that out of bounds clip except me. Also, this yellow dot on the minimap, that's a mid-boss we just skipped by clipping out of bounds. Now we're just gonna head straight to the boss fight. Now the thing with going out of bounds and going to the end of the stage is because there's a cutscene there. Cutscenes put you in a specific spot on the map after it, so it overrides you being out of bounds. So that's how we get back in bounds. So dodge this, hit him, hit him. So get rid of the archer trees first. Ow. Yeah, Beelzebub is all around kiting, all about kiting. Because yeah, your attacks don't last long enough to. Yeah, your attacks don't last long enough to iframe through that boomerang attack. Also, all this time in the story, we've been trying to catch up to our father. Good news, we finally caught up to our father, the king. Bad news is he died trying to fight Beelzebub. So there's a little particular thing. But first, we're gonna do another abort here. So this is the same thing as Shell Passage earlier. Abort to put the stage in easy mode, which removes encounters. Not all, but a bunch. So this is the card you normally get during actual runs. Is you talk to this guy and he gives you a Running Bird card. Normally there's a fight there, but that's one of the fights that gets removed from easy mode. But yeah, a thing about Beelzebub is Beelzebub has the property that increases damage by 50% for everything. Enemies and allies. So we are able to use that property to kill the archer trees with one flying ray. And then also deal a bunch of damage, like deal 22 damage with each flying ray. Yeah, talk to this guy, get this key. I'll zoom out and like rotate it like this. You can see that elevator in the background. That's where we need to go, but the elevator's up, so we need to pull that elevator down. And the way to do that... Also, the way I like ran around is to avoid an encounter box that's in there. Okay, so break this. Space out my uses. Didn't need to use a Dragon Knight for that, but okay, sure. But yeah, I just destroyed these structures basically to make my trip back nicer. You know, like I can walk like that, just like this. Okay, so now we go up here and we trigger the boss fight. We get the normal fight music, but this is the final fight of the stage. Ow. That hurt. Good jerk. Yeah, these knights, they like to jump around. They like to be annoying. Ow. Come on now. There's actually a way to crash the game. You'll notice the me hitting the those knights. It kind of spawns a lot of crystals on screen, and there's a chance that you could overflow. The game will turn them into blue fairies, which is an entity you can run into in the game. And because blue fairies weren't meant to be inside battles, and it collects all the blue fairies at once, that crashes the game. It's never happened to me before. Alright, so that's unfortunate. That's an encounter. I'm going to use the Lizardman to break this fence and then run away. Because that means the fence is out of the way on the world map, and I make my trip nicer like this. So, You might think that cutting out the travel time from cutting down those fences is faster, but no, it is not. It merely mitigates the time loss. Oh god, I don't like you being here. Alright, so we're gonna run here. And end the encounter here. The less you are on the overworld, the higher the chances. Also, I'm running on encounter lines right now. This is the edge. That straight line I just ran along is on the edge between the two encounter boxes. And if you're not into, you have to fully be in a single encounter box to, fully be in an encounter box to be able to generate an encounter. So by running on the encounter line between two boxes, you cannot get an encounter. And we use it in a couple places. The third stage that I did platoon, we also do it. That's where it's most prevalent, but I forgot to talk about it there. Alright, so we got the 4 candles. Do this. Yeah, this point in the story is Katya's trying to collect all the runestones to be able to save the world. That's all we know for now. Now we got a boss fight. So I want to deal with these great demons first. Okay. Alright, so this fight's free now. The window for stun blocking vampire like this is really big. Really 1 health. Dang, right at the end I messed it up. Okay, that's the end. And collecting the runestones is also what your progression as a character is tied to. Go to the apothecary. So, in the cutscene I skipped at the end, before the boss fight, we meet Helena again. And she challenges us to a fight. Let me sell a bunch of things first. Yeah, I have 1 siren card over here. And yeah, that's the card I want to use, so... Sell both archer trees. Yeah, I've got everything. Okay. Now I'm gonna buy a second siren, because I need 2. So 1 saves me having to buy 1, and then buy... Okay, 7 kitty traps is not great, but I can make do with it. Ideally, I would want 9. And I'm gonna probably do an extra shop for safety. So if you run out of cards, and I mentioned before that... Whoops. I mentioned before that when you only get 1 copy of the card to use per stage. And if you run out of cards, you can't do anything. So going into a stage with only 4 cards into a boss fight may not be the smartest idea, but just watch. And I messed it up. Right. Alright, let's try that again. Used my cards in the wrong order. Okay. So I was meant to put the Hand of Pain down. So notice how Helena is not moving at all. And notice how fast she's taking damage from Siren here. So that's Exodia. You know, we use cards, and this is a game by From Software, so the comparison to Yu-Gi-Oh! And Dark Souls is quickly made, and that's an Exodia. The Gold Butterfly and Running Bird, when added together, they have a combo effect where they freeze time for enemies, which also disables their iframes. Then we use the Hand of Pain to boost the damage of water cards, which is the element of Siren. So yeah, I'm gonna sell these cards and then buy the last 2 kitty traps that I need. Hand of Pain to boost that, and then we use Siren to absolutely melt through that fight. So put in the extra Running Bird for safety, put in all the Dragon Knights, all the kitty traps, and the extra Siren. And then go into Mount Jordan. So yeah, that card that can combo together. We're gonna use another card combo involving the kitty traps we bought in this stage, which did not go well at all in practice, so hopefully... Okay, so I need Dragon Knights here. Ooh, they're grouped up together. Nice, nice. Let me get double hits. Oh no, please, please. Don't... Oh, they're gonna start moving. Alright, fine. I put the Hand of Pain out. That boosts the damage of water cards, so we can actually kill them with 2 Dragon Knights instead of 3. Okay, that's good backup. Would have still been faster to have chained 3 hits, 3 double hits together. And by double hit, I mean hitting both of them. But that was still a good backup. That was an accidental use of Hand of Pain, by the way. Or so, I hope I don't lose a kitty trap here. Running Bird, that's fine. So the reason I didn't want to lose a kitty trap is because I've got 3 in my hand right now. And when you lose a card, you lose the first card. So if I lost a kitty trap, I would have lost one of the ones that I had in my hand. As you see with the running bird I had is gone. And I have the Dragon Knight now. So go over here. And now start spamming these cards. And the combo didn't work. Because they went off before. Okay. It's fine, I got a plan B. This is why I bought 9 of them. Oh, God. Oh, this card order is not nice. Okay. That's number 2. Okay, you can see the red X's over them. That means the combo took together. Yeah, the red X is on like the card display. So, the thing with 3 kitty traps, it creates a massive explosion because the hand of fire that was really far away, also blew up from it. And there's a fun little thing where the Hand of Fire boosts fire damage across the board, both enemies and allies. And using the Hand of using that to my advantage, the kitty trap explosion gets boosted enough to kill that dragon, that boss, in 1 hit of the in 1 hit. If there's no Hands of Fire in that fight, if you like killed them earlier accidentally or something, then the explosion will not be enough to kill the dragon in 1 hit. So yeah, so that was what the idea was when I went for it the first time, but one of the kitty traps activated before I could do. Also, I just walked around the red fairy, and here's the blue fairy that I mentioned with the crash that can happen. The red fairies are collectible in the game, but nothing involving red fairies is worth it for the speedrun. So in speedruns, it's just an annoying obstacle that if you run into it, it gives you a text box and it stops you in place and it just loses time. Blue fairies are different. They're randomly in the stage. And they randomly appear in the stage. And what they do is they do one of various things. They can give you health, give you cards back that you've used. They can give you magic stones. They can like restore your stones. And the thing that they can do that makes us want to avoid them in speedruns is they can also give you an encounter. That's the only reason we don't like running into blue fairies. Also, I did another abort in this stage. There's another red fairy I want to avoid. I did an abort in this stage, so to give you an idea, you can see all the slow transitions with the encounters and stuff when I run away from them, so you can get a decent indication of how much time an encounter loses. So, if you don't do an abort, the average amount of encounters you'll get in Ruarok Tower, or Ruarok Temple, is 6 to 7. If you do an abort, the average is 2 to 3. So, it more or less cuts out 3 to 4 encounters. That saves like over 20 seconds. Just from doing a bit of menuing. a menuing of which the loads get taken out. So... Alright, didn't get this encounter in the end. Good, we're into the boss fight now. Okay. Alright, so I want to dodge this and then whoop! Nice, got the combo. So this is gonna destroy the skeletons in one hit and do a bunch of damage. Look at that. And there we go. A couple Dragon Knights just to finish him off. Nice, that was a really nice fight because I got the kitty explosion at the start. Get these cards, don't care about them. Alright, now we're off to the final stage of the game, which is all the way over here. Final stage time. Alright, so this is the only time with the strats that I'm using today. Where we're gonna clip out of bounds in a fight. So what I'm doing now at the start is doing the stage sequencing to spawn the fight that I'm going to use to clip out of bounds. So yeah, what's been happening in the story? Helena challenged us to a fight for the runestones because she's from a different dimension where from her dimension the runestones got stolen by a guy called the Enchanter. And Helena was trying to get the runestones from our world to be able to challenge him and save her dimension. But because we won the fight in the Colosseum, where I did the Exodia thing, there we go. Where I did the Exodia thing, that was a fight to the death. So, because Helena lost and we won, Helena died. Yeah, we have max runestones right now, and every runestone increases our health by 50 and our magic stones by 5. So we've got 30 magic stones and 300 health. Nice, this is the perfect setup. Okay, now I just need to get these guys in a good position. Yeah, that should work. Okay, so put the siren down first, and then put all the rest of the cards down rapidly, and then pop out. Nice, and they all died. Good. So the siren plus kitty traps is to both clip myself out of bounds and also use the kitty trap explosion to kill the puppet masters in one hit, and make sure I don't have to run away. Because if you run away, as I mentioned before, if you run away, you lose a card, and there's a couple of vital cards I can't afford to lose. The Hand of Pain I need, Siren I need. I only have one gold butterfly, I need that. I need both sirens, because that was the siren we need to clip out of bounds. Now I'm going to do that Exodia thing again, but on this final boss here. So that's what I need the second siren for. The so-called Siren Exodia. But yeah, the progression of your character isn't determined by experience or whatever. You get experience for the cards instead. And your actual character progression is determined by story progress when you get the runestones. So here he is, our boy Thalnos. He is the jerk. But this is really nice. So I've got 3 of the 4 Exodia cards already. I just need to survive. Unfortunately, he uses an Ephilant here. Which is unfortunate because I don't have the cards yet. The Ephilant is the perfect summon to set up the time stop. Luckily, he's friendly to me today. And does it again, so now I can set it up. So, wait for the right moment, go for it now. Now put the siren on him. Now the fortunate thing is I have 7 cards left. You can see the numbers in the bottom left. Nice, he killed him. So the 21 means that I started the fight with 21 cards. The 5 meant that I had 5 left. Also, that was not the final boss, so don't hit time. This is the final boss, the God of Destruction. I didn't forget to call for time, don't worry. Okay, so I want this guy to come over here. Come over here, it's a nice place. Oh, come a little bit closer, dude. Also, I'm standing in between these two elements specifically because they can't hit me when I'm standing in between it here. Whereas the fire elemental can hit me. Yo, dude, come over here. Let's party. I'll get rid of the There we go, that's where I want you. So he has all 4 elementals up. And when he does that, he can do this attack. If it hits you, it sends your health to 1. It's, don't get hit by it. Okay, wait for the invincibility rings to go away, and now chain the Dragon Eyes together. Okay, so set up for another kitty trap here. Ah, it didn't work! Now one of them got killed. Okay. Alright, that's that kitty trap gone. That's unfortunate. Okay, so put the Hand of Pain there. Hit him. Ow. Oh, don't get hit by that. Oh god, I got hit by the attack. So I have 1 health now. This fight suddenly became very dangerous. Please tell me the attacks hit. Okay, good. That's a good position for him to be in. Okay, so that's the siren gone. Get rid of that. Okay, I have part here. You know what would help is actually hitting him. Nice, it actually did hit him. Good. Get rid of this. Oh god, it's really close to me. Uh-oh. And that's dead. Yeah, the Bronze Black is a proper graveyard. And I think we're going over estimate now. Oh, look at my timer. Oh. Oh great, a fight I have to run away from. Watch me just lose a vital card and have to reset again. This is how runs go south. 1 Dragon Eye is fine. Because one nice thing that the game does is it returns all your cards to you before the God of Destruction fight. Oh, what's my estimate? I said kind of random estimates, so I have no idea. It's like between 51 and 56 minutes. I usually pick a random number between those. Because, you know, a 5-minute difference doesn't really matter all that much. We have fun with these things. 54. Okay, if this is a successful attempt, I'll still be underestimate then. See, Sham, I'm just doing things over again. So if there's anything you have to say or read, then now is a good time. Oh man, I had such a nice card set earlier too. Pa pa pa. Oh, I kind of am making my way downtown. I would read out more of the lyrics, but I don't remember them. I am not cultured. That's why I play all these obscure games instead of playing culture stuff like Metroid. Although I did play Metroid Dread. Loved it. Catch that at the end of the marathon, by the way. What we're gonna close out Game Over Cancer on is Strider doing a bit of Metroid Dread any percent. That game's been broken a fair amount already. I've seen some things, and I am interested in picking up the speedrun at some point. That's what this has devolved into, just me rambling incessantly. Just like trying to fill the void of having to do this stuff again. Okay, there's... Alright, there's the butterfly. I have considerably less cards, so I really need this Exodia to work. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. The vampire was another summon I could have set up on. Yeah, see, that's the bad summon. I can set up on that. So I'm gonna actually stick close to this, because he's gonna summon a bunch of skulls, and I just want to get hit by them. They don't knock me down, so it's fine. Alright. You're come on, summon the vamp or the Effluent. I wanted the Effluent. There we go, there's the Effluent. Also, yes, I am saying that on purpose. Please trust my English. I got rid of it. Well, now we're going overestimate. So I was slightly hitting R, which made me shuffle away the card instead of using it. Oh man, this has turned into an absolute shambles. Oh yeah, now we're definitely going overestimate. Also, I don't like them getting these encounters now. Didn't get them on the first one. Yeah, that's a butterfly gone. I have to reset again. Oh, so shameful that I let myself get hit. Oh my god, can these encounters please leave? Just trying to play my video game. Okay, one Dragonite's fine. I don't need that. I'll get it back for the God of Destruction fight anyway. And I don't need it for Thalnos. Alright, it's fine. I'm just buying time for the next run to practice more, because I should have. That's clearly what this is showing, is I should have practiced more than I did. Yeah, we pick up this item but never actually use it. Because we just do all this sequencing to spawn the fight that we used to clip out of bounds. So we get that item, the key item, but never actually get the... Never actually use it. Because we skip the thing it's used for. Okay, well, at least I got a good card set up. I got my cards right away. Okay. Oh god, that dude's a little close. Yeah, it's gonna hit me. Okay. So, let it get hit. Go for it now. Oh my god, I was accidentally pressing L, which does a different thing. Can I stop holding shoulder buttons, please? Can someone come over here and remove my shoulder buttons? I don't need them. Actually, I do. I need to shuffle things to get the right cards. Alright. I'll do one more proper attempt. If this attempt dies, then we're gonna have to mercy kill it. Unless it dies like very early on. Persevering through and finishing is cool and all, but if I'm gonna delay the schedule by 15 minutes, then that's maybe not a good thing. At least I've been able to show how much of a run killer this is. Oh boy. Okay, get rid of you, get rid of you. Oh. Ow. Damn it. I mean, it's fine. It's unfortunate, but fine. It's not like I was on PB pace or anything. Oh, imagine doing all these extra things, like getting extra cards for marathon safety, and then the run dying anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of all of these, because I want to keep that siren around. Okay, what I'm gonna do here is keep that siren for the Thalnos fight, and use the second siren for this clip. I need both anyway, so I have to menu over to it regardless. There it is. Okay, don't hold L, don't hold R. Go. Okay, discard the siren so it doesn't hit the puppet masters. Because a thing that can sometimes happen and also go wrong, which is why I expect it to go wrong and took measures to prevent it, is that the explosion can go off at a moment where they're in iframes from being hit by siren, which is also near them. At that point, they don't get hit by the explosion and don't die, so I have to run away and then risk losing a vital card, which also happened today. So I discard Siren, or shuffle it. Shuffle away the Siren. So it's not like attacking the puppet masters anymore, because you don't need the Siren damage. Like the kitty trap combo, which we call Catastrophe, because cats. It's like catastrophe. I just explained the pun, so you can leave now. Yeah, like I can't afford to do another retry. If this dies, then we're done here. I just got rid of both birds. I am such an idiot. Well, that's it. Person on tech, you can call time here.
Alright, I guess we're calling that as time then.
Yeah, I could do one more attempt, but I go over an hour. I don't want to do that.
Yeah, as of right now, we're about a minute over your estimate. Unfortunate to see the run end that way, but
hey, at least
it was a
at least I got to
watch.
At least I got to show off God of Destruction once, and the thing is, yeah, the idea is just use 3 kitty traps to blow him up whenever you get the chance. And yeah, I showed off like chaining Dragon Knight's hit where you can stun lock him with it, and it's just there was nothing more to show for that fight. Like he has 3 things he can do. Summon elementals, which is with those white rings where he gets invincible. Then he has iframes during those white rings. Throw that Ray of Light, which does 98 damage, and then the big explosion, which sets your health to 1. Which coincidentally, that means that it does no damage if you're already on 1 health. Not that that's really helpful, but yeah. Yeah, that was part of Lost Kingdoms. I hope you still enjoyed it, even though I wasn't able to finish. But yeah, it's just those strats. That's the attacks. If he dies, skip the cutscene. You pick 3 cards. You click away that cutscene, and then when the screen fully goes black, that's when time actually is for the run. And yeah, you get a prompt of like, do you want to save? So yeah, that's it for me.
It was a great showcase of the game anyway. It was a lot of fun to watch, and I appreciate you coming out and showing that off at the marathon this time through.
Yeah, no worries. Thanks for having this. Thanks for having this absolute train wreck on for Game Over Cancer, and that's the end of Lost Kingdoms, but not for me, as I'll be reappearing on the Game Over Cancer stream as your host for a couple games. So I'll meet you guys back in a couple minutes as I go and bang my head on the wall once we're offline.
Perfect. And with that, we're going to swap to a very brief intermission, but we are going to be back with another game very shortly, so don't go anywhere.